Well, here's Irene.
All ready for a hike.
We're all ready to go.
All fresh now. We'll see what we look like when I get to the top.
So we're going to supposedly walk up the top of that hill. Doesn't look too bad, but I'm sure if we were on that hill we'd look like maybe a pinprick. So we'll see what happens. But we're at Fraser Range Station, and this is where we camp for the night. They've got an area for caravans and campers and things, and off we go. So let's go and check things out. I think this is where all the workers live in a little camp. Used to be a camel here. We'll go down that way later on, look at the old cars, and we'll show you where, when you come to here, they cook dinner in a big dining hall, so you can go down there and have dinner. So it's pretty nice. Well, we're off to try and walk a big hill, and we've walked a big hill at Stony Range and it nearly wiped us out. So what do you think?
No, I don't think I can do it.
We're going to go there and do a gradual walk up the top. We think that'll be easier for us. So it's pretty countryside. Looks like they've had a fair bit of rain here. There's the station back there a little bit. Oh, you got the sign for the camel, so he must be around. The last time we were here, they got a camel, and he came into our tent and put his head in our tent and ate our bread. So
I want to see him.
We'll go for a look soon, see if we can find him. Pretty little flowers. I kind of like flowers when you get out where it's red dirt and that. They're different to what you see at home. So we're going to walk up that way. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful out here. Just listen, it's nothing. Peaceful. All the rocks. Can look over here. Oh, this little lamb didn't get home. Oh, these big horns. You could probably pull them off. Not that I want to. So I wonder what happened to him.
Oh, wow.
Kangaroos, let's have a look. Oh, that's cool. Can't zoom in anymore, but little kangaroo sitting just about there somewhere, looking at us. There's a few kangaroos living amongst those rocks. So here's Fraser Range Station here. RP machinery part, camping and everything there. I think the actual homesteads might be over that way somewhere. But it's just amazing how we're out here. So in 1890, John Forrest and his brother came across from Perth to South Australia, and they found this area that is called Fraser's Range. And then later on came some brothers called the Dempster brothers, and they're the ones that actually established the sheep station here and began to work the land. But as you can see, it's really beautiful. We're going to put our drones up for a bit of a look. We were going to walk up there, but we can't see any point walking up there. The view's going to be the same, so we just sort of fly our drones from here and have a bit of a look around. But isn't it beautiful? Now I'll show you something that you might like, boys. Look in here. Our little friend just hiding there. He's just pretending that we can't. He's laying really still, thinking that we can't see him. But we're not going to disturb him. He's just laying there. He feels safe there. But a little bobtail lizard is cute, isn't he? Yeah, it's good. Some more little flowers. There's quite a variety of flowers up here. But yeah, they're really... Wildflowers are really nice. Very nice. You know, it's interesting if you look around. But you know, sometimes you travel around and you see rocks, different things. But you can see this one here. Out here at night time it gets really, really cold. But in certain times it gets really, really hot. You can see just the heat, the contraction, expansion and contractions crack that rock there just perfectly. Dempster daisy. Yeah, that's right. What do we have here? I'm not sure what that'll be. It's only small. It's probably too big for a cat. And then we've got little hip bones. Might be a little young lamb or something. Interesting. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a wander up the hill. You know, there's lots to see if you really look around for the little interesting things. Like we saw kangaroos, flowers,
Lizard.
just erosion, a lizard. I saw Irene up there. But it is what you make it. We like to go and look around and explore things. That's where you park your caravans. So we'll just have a little look around at the station and show you what's here. Just so if ever you come across the east, it's 100 kilometres east of Norseman. It's all signposted, but we'll just show you what's here. You come in, they're signposted to this office where you leave your money behind, and then they point you into where you need to go. Over here they have motel styled accommodation. Down there too, we'll go down there in a minute. That looks a lot nicer, but yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Let's go and look at the gardens over here. The last time we were here, they had a camel. Not a full grown camel, but one day he came and put his head right in our tent and ate our loaf of bread. But I just asked the guy if he's still here, and he said no, they got rid of him because a lot of people travelling over east with their racehorses, the camel used to come and bite them, so they got rid of the camels. So, interesting. Little area where you can sit and talk to other travellers. Little kitchen area actually, camp kitchen. That's pretty cool. Look how beautiful this garden is. I can hear water somewhere. They're beautiful, look at these flowers. Red flowers. Wonder what that bird is. Oh. It's really pretty, isn't it? Some cockies in there if you look in there. Just in there somewhere. Where's my finger? Just there. Pink grey glass. If you look just there, a couple of pink and grey cockies. Little old bit of machinery. You think back in the old days. So they'd put a horse on this end and pull it. There's the plough down there and the handbrake, and the farmer would walk behind. What a hard... Oh, actually no, he must have sit on there. Sit on there, but gee, what a hard life that'd be. It's a bit hard to see the birds here, but just in there's a beautiful parrot. There you go, you might be able to see him there. Look on the pole there, all the birds just sitting having a bit of a clean. Some cockies here somewhere. Just here somewhere. See them sitting there. So here's an old... Come around this side. Sundial. So I don't really know how to use them. But I think as the sun goes around it shows you where the shadow falls. So this is midnight. It's 1 o'clock. What's the time? Well, that's not far off. So if that's 12 o'clock and this is 1 o'clock and it's about 20 past 1 now, so that's pretty good. It's not too bad. Yeah, pretty. Old crow. It's like all the birds come here, there's lots of flowers for different ones. Another bit of old farm machinery. Ploughs at the back. Handbrake there. Oh, actually, that's not a handbrake. What it must do is raise and lower the plough parts. That's what it is. Oh, look at this old tyre. I bet you that's probably about 100 years old. It's incredible. Well, here we go. Somebody used to stand up here. Imagine on a hot day, 40-degree day, and that thing's in the hot sun, and that's probably about 140 degrees. Imagine how hot it'd be working there. Jeez. Other accommodation. But, you know, look at these old chairs. How old would they be? Just incredible, aren't they? Old wrought iron chairs. Okay, let's go and see what else is here. So this area here is where we'll have dinner tonight. So in this station stay, every night they cook dinner. So when you check in, you say, I'll have dinner, and you pay for it there. And then they just write your name down, and when you go down, you say, you know, I'm so-and-so, and they'll bring your meal out. Isn't that cool? So this is where we'll be having dinner tonight. Oh, it's got a beautiful smell of like a country fire. I saw these over here. Now these big traps here. So they seem pretty big for wild dogs, but yeah, I'm just not sure. Did you come over here? Now listen, there's a story. Now look at how old these hats are. All stained from hot sun, sweat, dust. That's just amazing, isn't it? So this is the camp kitchen. Everyone comes in and cooks some dinner. So we found out a bit more information. So this used to have a lot of sheep on the station. But like all stations in Western Australia, they have a dog problem, wild dog problem. So the wild dogs are wild dogs plus a combination of interbreed between dingoes and wild dogs. And so the guy that works here said there's just a small flock of sheep out there just running wild. They haven't had a haircut for years, they reckon, because the dogs were such a problem. But there's a lady staying here at the moment, and she's an actual professional dog hunter. And a while back she went out across the road over there and shot 19 dogs in one night. So you can see. Another station we went to once, they talked about how dogs were such a problem they stopped the sheep. And even in West Australia, most farmers stopped having sheep up around Geraldton and North and that, because the dogs would go and wound or kill 300 sheep a night, so that's just unsustainable. So a lot of them gone to cattle now. But a few little old cars, they look like Austins, so they're pretty old. They're from the 60s. Don't know what they're doing here, but they probably used to be old farm vehicles. But there you go. Look at this old girl. Yeah, old Austins. It's not too bad. That'll be the view, sitting out there, travelling over the old Nullarbor Plain. Be pretty cool. A little bit of a look, back the other way. Last time we were here, we camped over there, where that white van is. There's no power or water there, but we've been camping in the bush for a few days, so our batteries are pretty low, so we thought we'd jump on some power and charge them up. Well, we're going to have a look in the back of these cars. I was going to get in one and sit in one, but then the farmhand guy came along and he said there's sometimes pythons living in these wagons, and So I always take it when someone comes on and warns you about something, you kind of don't flick that off. You kind of make sure you pay attention to what you're getting told. But he said sometimes you'll see them curled up in the back. Can't see anything today. Just look at this one over here. I think I looked in this one. It's probably a good place for them to lay in for the sun. No snakes here today. He said they come out more at night time. But you know, there's lots of holes in these things, so they could be laying in here anywhere. So this car here was a car by one of the original owners. And the story about this car goes back to 1963. So this car was owned by the owner, and later on in life he left the farm, but actually I don't know, he had this car stolen, and I never saw it again for many years. And then one day someone found it, and it had lost its engine, but just out of goodwill they brought it back to the farm. Now this guy that used to own the farm and used to own this car, he came to visit the property years later to just to, you know, reminisce and see where he used to live and everything. When he drove in, he saw these old cars there. They reckon he was really chuffed to see that someone had got his car back and brought it back here. But you know, I can't really encourage you, if you travel around these old stations, you know, dig into the story, you know, because there's so much history and things to know, you know, which makes a visit to a place really interesting. Thanks for doing our videos. We've got grandchildren that watch our videos, and so we like to look at lizards and things so they can enjoy. But apparently there's 3 camels over here that are no longer alive, but the guy said it's an interesting look anyway. So we'll go and check them out and see what's there. Well, the farmer guy said go down here and over there and up there sort of thing. And he said you'll see some old camels. Well, the reality is, because the camels bit the horses, they shot all the camels. But he said if you want to look at a few bones with the kids or something, which is what we're going to do, but well, we haven't been able to find the camels, so we're not sure. But I'm just going to have a look over here. I saw the birds over there, so I don't know if they're drinking water or whether they're having something to eat, but we'll go and check it out. Over there's some sort of trough and there's a heap of birds in there, so we'll go and have a look and see what they're doing.